It was one of the few times I'd been out of the country and the first flight I'd ever taken alone. As you can imagine, my confidence quickly turned to fear as I hugged my mom in the airport for the last time in what would be over a month. I thought about her in the moment I thought would be my last. On the night of the finals of the 2018 FIFA World Cup, I would describe the city of Paris as nothing other than a madhouse. Around TV screens in every bar, restaurant, or coffee shop, there were people gathered to watch. An estimated 90,000 of them surrounded mega screens placed in the central plaza of the city. It seemed as though this final match between France and Croatia was a matter of life or death for these people. Personally, I couldn't care less about soccer, but considering my circumstances, I had no choice but to root for France. In the moment the final goal was scored, the city, and I'm assuming the whole country, burst into complete chaos. People flooded the streets and celebration was in full force. A usual flow of cars in the street was replaced with one continuous mob of marching people stretched across miles of the center of the city. I don't know where we were all walking, but I don't think anyone did. For the night, all of our lives were put on hold to celebrate this victory. However, caught up in the excitement, I overlooked how problematic this would come to be. By 9 p.m., I decided to begin making my way back to the 12th district where I was staying. The underground metro was my usual means of transportation, although at that point I still had no idea how the system worked. Upon coming across the closest subway stop, a friend and I realized that it was closed. Upon visiting 3 more, we soon understood the severity of our situation. In broken English, a stranger informed us that none of the metro trains were running, taxis and Ubers were out of the question, and basically we'd better start walking. The mass of people was becoming overwhelming, and being small teenage girls, we were close from being trampled. Meanwhile, the clusters of people were growing and police began to take action. I felt the burn of tear gas in their attempt to disband the crowd. In the sea of chaos, I feared for my life. After hours of mindless wandering, we were directed to the only working subway stop in the city. I led us 40 minutes to the stop, where we were presented with another massive crowd, all trying to squeeze in. Though I might be little, I was able to push my way through. In 5 minutes, I taught myself to understand the impossibly complicated transit map and somehow chose the right metro to get us back to the 12th district. We somehow made it. Upon arrival to my hotel, I was immediately overwhelmed with a sense of accomplishment. This instance of perseverance taught me a lot about myself. Being someone who tends to get anxious over many seemingly insignificant matters, this trip was a large step for me in my process of gaining self-confidence. Going alone especially allowed me to step out of my comfort zone and learn something about myself. Sometimes in order for true growth to happen, we need to put ourselves in situations where we are uncomfortable. If I wasn't presented with this situation, though scary, I would have perhaps never learned how to ride the subway. And moreover, I would have never experienced the satisfaction in knowing that I am fully able to fend for myself. Once we are open to trials and tribulations, regardless of the expected outcome, our potential becomes endless. Thank you. Mom, if I could find the words to accurately describe how grateful I am for you, I would. You've taught me everything I know about how to be a woman and a person. Everything I have or will have is because of you. You're the strongest, most hardworking woman I've ever known, and I would be lucky to one day be half the person you are. You're there for me when nobody else is, even after the countless migraines I probably put you through. I couldn't imagine a life without you. I love you. Dad, thank you for always being our mediator. In the midst of our many fights, you are the voice of reason, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for teaching me self-worth and compassion. I can't tell you how much I'll miss your stupidly wonderful dad jokes. I love you. Chris Platt, hey Miss Kitty. You're truly unlike any person I've ever met. You can make me laugh like nobody else, no matter how upset I am. What would I do without your endless complaints of first world problems or our weekly dinners at Cheesecake Factory? You understand me like nobody else. You're the most generous and giving person I know, and I admire you so much for that. I don't deserve an amazing friend like you, and I can't tell you how I'm going to deal with the separation anxiety I get from being apart from you next year. I love you. Okay, that's it.